Hello and welcome back to Nerd Doc. In this video we're going to discuss the ending of the Uncharted movie and what it means for a potential sequel. There will be Uncharted movie spoilers, but if you wish to avoid spoilers, you can check out our spoiler-free review linked below. We will only be covering the ending of Uncharted. If you're looking for an explanation of the mid-credit scene, you can find that in another video also linked below. There are also chapter timestamps listed below, so you can jump straight to the ending scene if you'd like. There isn't a lot to explain about the ending of Uncharted, so if you have any questions about the film, or even general plot questions that we didn't cover here, leave a comment and we'll try to answer them as best we can. The events just before the end of the movie are just big action sequences, so there isn't much to explain there. However, we can pick up where Nathan and Chloe are scouring over the map trying to figure out where the treasure is located. Nathan figures it out after Chloe has gone to sleep, but he's worried Chloe might betray him again. He writes down the coordinates for the location and hides them. He then writes down a second set of incorrect coordinates and leaves them in plain sight. Chloe wakes up before Nathan and finds the openly visible second set of incorrect coordinates. She does in fact betray him and decides to leave while Nathan is sleeping so she can have the treasure all to herself. Even though the treasure is worth billions, she's greedy and doesn't want to share, but she is also protecting herself. She fears that involving Sully or even Nathan will cause them to betray her and she'll lose all of the treasure and possibly even her life. So she'd rather leave Nathan behind and presumably guarantee herself the treasure. We can also take a look at the laws surrounding sunken treasure and treasure hunting. When Nathan and Sully lose the ship and it sinks into the ocean, Sully says that it now belongs to the government. What he's referring to are the various maritime laws that govern international waters. Now these laws vary depending on where treasure is found, if the owners are still alive and looking for it, if you stumble upon it or were actively seeking treasure, etc, etc. Suffice to say, Sully is correct. In most cases, treasure found in international waters belongs to the country that governs over those waters if the original owners have passed on. Since Braddock killed Santiago Moncado and his father, it's assumed there are no more members of the family left and the treasure would go to the government. If you don't report that kind of treasure and instead try to sell it, you can get heavily fined and potentially thrown in jail. Of course, if you're selling everything on the black market, there are probably ways around all of this. The final scene in the movie, just before the credits, shows that Nathan's brother Sam is alive and currently imprisoned. He is writing to Nathan, not knowing whether or not his postcards are actually being mailed, but basically warning his brother so he doesn't end up in prison like Sam. Although if there is a sequel, it will probably involve Nathan either going to prison so he can find Sam, or just breaking Sam out of prison in some other way. Now the movie made a few changes to Nathan and Sam's younger years, and if there's a sequel we may see more changes, but for now we'll just go off of the games here. In the Uncharted games, Sam is imprisoned in Panama alongside Nathan, but those are the events of Uncharted 4, so it's likely some or all of that will change if there's another movie since it seems to be leading into the first Uncharted game, not Uncharted 4. At the very least, the location of the prison may change to better line up with the events of Uncharted 1. That wraps up this video. Once again, if you're looking for an explanation of the credit scene, you can find that video linked below. If you have any questions about this video, be sure to leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves Uncharted.